Hi guys, my name is Johnny and today we're going to be talking about Giddy. They are a new DeFi wallet that's going to bring crypto to the masses, giving people access to bridges and all of these other cool things. But what I really want to focus on is how you can actually use their coin launch to make passive income in the next 360-ish days. Now, before I continue, nothing I say here is financial advice. It is for informational and educational purposes only. And also don't forget, if you do like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It does help out a whole lot. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Even though that we're seeing crypto being adopted worldwide in so many different places, there are other tools and features of crypto that is still inaccessible to people that don't have the experience. For example, if using MetaMask is too hard for most, there's actually other projects that are coming up to really bring DeFi to the masses. And that's exactly what Giddy is going to do. And let's take a look at the website to see what they're talking about. We can head over here to Giddy.co, and they don't have anything launched yet besides a wait list that you can get in on. But what you can do is browse quickly through the roadmap to see what they want to offer everyone. Access to DeFi, NFTs. The idea is that you don't have to worry about seed phrases, that you're going to log in with your Google or Facebook account. And again, I don't think this is going to be for the enthusiasts. It's going to be for everyone else that wants to get into DeFi and also to experiment with all of the other tools that crypto has to offer. Let's look at Stake Your Claim. This is what I want to focus the bulk of the video on, is how can we use Giddy to make passive income in the next 360-ish days. So what they're doing is they are launching later in about a couple months and rolling out a feature. You can get the app. I'll include a link below where it has my referral code into it. But let's head over to coinlaunch.giddy.co. This is where you can actually stake coins and actually earn Giddy tokens. Now, in order to participate in this, you have to have Matic on the Polygon network, and I do recommend using MetaMask. Now, if that all sounds pretty foreign to you, I'm going to include a link to my other video on how you can actually get Matic into your Polygon wallet, and then you can meet me back over here. So I'm going to show you 3 ways on how you can actually make passive income, with the each later one having a little more risk, and I'm going to go into more about each one of those. So the first one, I'm going to show you how to stake a stablecoin with a 1x multiplier. The second thing I'm going to show you is how to stake the actual token for a 10x multiplier, and then I'm going to show you how to stake in the liquidity pool for a 40x multiplier and what those risks are. So let's go ahead and dive into the first one. So the first and easy one here, when you look at the dashboard, the multiplier of 1x here are a lot of the blue chip coins and tokens that are available for you to use. So for example, if you have USDC or DAI, you can literally stake money here, and there is no lock period or anything like that. You can go in here. I have $3,000 in here now. I can unstake this immediately if I want to. There's no lock period, and I can get my money back. But while I'm leaving my stablecoin in this pool, I am making about 377 Giddies per day, which is about $53 per day. And I started this a little about yesterday ago, and I'm already earning some tokens here. Now, I think this is the safest and easiest way to make Giddy coins, because you're not losing or gaining value with your DAI. You're just staking it, and then your Giddy tokens are just emitting in itself, and then you can harvest it as much as you'd like. Now, something to also keep in mind too is, for example, if you're looking at USDC and DAI, the reason why I chose DAI was because looking at the liquidity and the division of it is that the more people in this pool, the less you're going to get. So for example, we know that USDC and DAI is pretty much $1. So I'm going to go ahead and click into here, for example, and if I were to deposit $1,000, I would make 125 Giddies per day. Now, if I did the same thing with USDC at 1,000, I would make about half that. And the reason why is because there's more people in the USDC liquidity pool than in the DAI pool. And that is something for you to think about. And if you have ETH or BTC, again, this is your own choice, but if you have and you're more comfortable having, say, Matic or ETH, you can do that also. But just keep in mind how much money is already in that pool and how much you can make relative to that. So that was number one, and staking stablecoins or a blue chip coin and then making some Giddy tokens with it. Now keep in mind it is at the 1x multiplier. Now for the second one, we look at Giddy. So Giddy isn't a blue chip, it is a relatively low cap, high risk token, and to incentivize you from not selling it, they're offering you to stake it for a 10x gain. So for example, I can harvest right now about 1,300 Giddy tokens, and instead of selling it right away, I can actually stake it for more Giddy coins, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hit harvest all. I'm going to go ahead and get into my wallet here, pay my gas fee, and then once I have that harvested, I'm going to go in here and then I'm just going to hit max, approve it, stake it, sign my transaction. And after I've signed my transaction, you can see that I have my 1574 Giddy tokens here and I'm making 21 Giddy per day or $3 per day. So this for me is a lot better in the long run because I'm just emitting more Giddy tokens with a 10x multiplier. So this is a great option if you believe in the project long term and you want to get something else out of it versus just cashing it out for another coin that you can just stake it and actually earn even more out of it. And offering a 10x multiplier is a really good incentive to do that. Now, the third one is actually the liquidity pool at 40x. Now let's go into this one a little bit more and let's talk about what this is and what this means for you and how you can participate in it. When we look at the liquidity pool, a lot of people are actually afraid of engaging with this because of the impermanent loss and things like that. But I will walk you through what my experience has been and how you can at least manage your risk or at least be more aware with making those decisions. So first thing is, if you want to participate in this, I would simply click here and then there's a link to get Giddy USDC liquidity pool. Click that, it will take you directly to the link. Now, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have USDC and Giddy. So for example, if you want to throw in, say, $1,000, you need to have 7,000 Giddy tokens to put in. And if you need to swap for it, you can simply head back over here and then you can click on here. You can get the Giddy token. And if you want to get USDC, same thing, they make it really easy for you. Get the USDC, swap it here, add it into the liquidity pool, and then what they're going to give you, they're going to give you liquidity pool tokens. And after you've done that, after you've done your 1,000 USDC and then you've done your Giddy tokens here, you're going to make that deposit and it's going to give you the LP tokens. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stake that. So you are going to go back here and hit max, and it will show you how many LP tokens that you have, approve, and then stake it. And then it will show you then how much you're actually earning. So now let's take a look at my personal situation. So what I did was I actually have a few tokens I purchased at 3 cents and I placed it into liquidity pool. So I've actually lost quite a bit of Giddy, and I'm going to talk through what that means for me and what I'm going to do next and how you can take that information to help guide if you want to participate. So in my personal situation, I've purchased Giddy at about 3 cents and I've placed it in the liquidity pool, and I'm going to use an impermanent loss calculator to show you exactly what impermanent loss actually looks like. So we can head over to dailydefi.org/tool/impermanent-loss calculator. I'll also include a link in the description below. So for example, I'm going to place token A, which was $1, which was my USDC, put in 3 cents, which was my Giddy token at the time. And as of today's recording, we're looking at about 14 cents. So I'm going to put my USDC, which is still at $1, and I'm going to put 14 cents here. So what it looks like is that I have an impermanent loss of 23.76. So as an example, I've had 500 of each token. If I just have held it, I would have had a lot more money, but because I have provided liquidity, I have actually lost a bit here. So there's about a $700 difference. Now, if this is still a bit confusing, what you can actually do is use a real life example. And in this case, we can use mine. So we can head over to apy.vision. You can actually connect your MetaMask to this and it will show you your liquidity pool positions. I have nearly doubled the amount of USDC that I have in here, which gives me about $380. However, I have lost about half of my Giddy in this pool here. So I am negative 5,000 Giddy tokens here. So my gains itself, I've lost 22.41%, but the gains I have on my Giddy has been up enough to make up $760. And all the impermanent loss is really saying is that you're not losing the value essentially of what you're putting them together. You're just losing out on the potential upside if you have just held it. Now the other question is then, well, why should you participate in the liquidity pool if you anticipate the price going up? What the staking is doing is that they understand that the price will go up, and then those that are participating in the liquidity pool will lose some value on their Giddy tokens. So in exchange, they're offering a 40x multiplier on staking it to make up for that and to incentivize people to provide liquidity because it's such a crucial thing to have. So for example, we're going to swing back over here to my Giddy-USDC. So knowing that I am down nearly 6,000, was 5,500 Giddy tokens, I would have to stay in this pool for a little bit longer to make up my 5,000 tokens. So since I've staked, I have collected about 3,000. I think I did about 900 just a second ago. So at this rate, it will probably be a week or two, but this is declining every single day. So I'm hoping in the next week or two that I would actually have my Giddy tokens, but please keep in mind that I still have my liquidity pool position plus this. So now, I do think that this Giddy liquidity pool is probably the most lucrative option, but also carries the most risk. And then that's exactly why they're offering the 40x multiplier. And if you don't want to carry on that risk, you can just buy the Giddy tokens and stake it for a 10x gain. And if you want to take the safer route, you can just stake USDC or DAI and then make a 1x and then still make some tokens there. So if you have tokens laying around that you aren't doing anything with it, or if you're not making this much out of it, I don't know what the APY is on it, but it's pretty damn good. And if you go with that latter route, you can pretty much have a risk-free investment where it's just generating you passive income. The only real risk that we're getting here is that if the contract's garbage or something hacks it, then we all lose except for the hackers. But I really doubt that. The team seems pretty solid, and I'm going to be doing this for a little while, and I might do a little update on that. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll catch you next time.